Dear students, I am Santan, working as a physics faculty in Target English Medium School. Today, in this part 2 video, I would like to explain mainly two topics. That is, first one, what is the battery? What is the role of the battery? And the second one, what is the EMF of a cell? Is nothing but what is the electromotive force? From the chapter of electric current in 10th standard level according to the state syllabus. So our topic name is first of all electric cell. But before going to this, so in our previous video in the same chapter, so mainly I will explain so 5 concepts. What is electric field? What is mobility? What is current density? What is electric potential or potential? And what is its formula? What is the volt according to that one? And what is the potential difference? Now in this time we discuss that what is the electrical cell, how many types of cells are there, that is we discussed it. Is nothing but during the examination they are asking that explain briefly about a battery, that is the way. So mainly in 10th standard level in the public point of view, so one type of question is asking about this mode. What is that one? Explain a brief idea about battery. So that is simply called as electronic cell. Okay. Electronic cell is a device electric cell is a device. It is created or produced a potential difference between the two ends of the conductor. Two ends of the conductor. Electric cell is converted. Electric cell is converted so inside the electrical cell we know that a chemical reaction takes place. That's why this chemical reaction will be converted, or electric cell is converted or converts, simply not converted. Electrical cell converts chemical energy or mechanical energy. Chemical energy or mechanical energy into the electrical energy. So later we after draw the diagram I explain it clearly. First listen. Electrical cell is a device. It is created a potential difference between the two ends of the conductor, means conducting wire. electrical cell converts chemical energy or mechanical energy into the which energy? Electrical energy. Electrical cell has two terminals. One is positive terminal and the second one is negative terminal. So electrical cell has how many terminals? Two terminals. One is positive terminal, another one is the negative terminal. A terminal has higher potential called positive terminal. So listen, a terminal in the battery has higher potential called positive terminal. A terminal in the battery has lower potential is called negative terminal. So I said that electric cell has two terminals. One is positive terminal and second one is negative terminal. A terminal in the battery has higher potential called positive terminal. A terminal has a lower potential called negative terminal. Electrical cell is connected between the two ends of a conductor. Two ends of a conductor. It allow the so listen, electric cell is connected between the two ends of a conductor. It allow the current in the circuit. In the circuit. So listen, electric cell is connected between the two ends of a conductor. It allows the current in the circuit. Hence, it is called battery. So listen, electrical cell is also called as a battery. Why? Because of means when the electrical cell is connected between the two ends of a conductor, so it allows the current in the circuit. That's why only we are called electrical cell. So that's why we are called electrical cell as a battery. So this is the brief idea about the which one electric cell. It is a simple dry cell diagram. So, I will draw the two diagrams about the battery or cell. So, it is a dry cell. It is the electrolytic cell. In the dry cell, one carbon rod is there. The carbon rod is surrounded by the ammonium chloride paste, and finally, it is totally wrapped with the zinc strip. That's why in a dry cell, carbon rod is acts as a positive terminal, and zinc strip means zinc cover is acts as a negative terminal. When these two ends is connected to the when the dry cell is connected in the circuit to the between the two ends of the conductor, a chemical reaction takes place between the conductor and carbon rod and ammonium chloride paste. Then that chemical energy is converted into the electrical energy and supplied to the circuit. But here, so in the electrolytic cell, mainly one electrolyte, it is a solution, and electrodes, these are the rods. That's why, so what will be happen when the electrodes are kept into the electrolyte solution? A reaction takes place between the electrodes and the electrolyte. Then what will be happen? It will produce the the chemical energy is converted into the electrical energy. Then the bulb is closed when connected in the circuit. So listen very carefully. Electrical cell is a device. It is created or produce a potential difference between the two ends of a conductor. Electrical cell is converts the chemical or mechanical energy into the which one? Electrical energy. Means in the normal dry cells and this one electrical cell, chemical energy converted into the electrical energy. But mechanical energy means mainly in case of the batteries which are used in windmill, like that one. So the mechanical energy is converted converted into the which one? Okay, electrical energy by spark arrangement with help of the dynamo. So anyway, so electrical cell is convert the chemical energy into the which energy? Electrical energy. Every electrical cell has mainly two terminals. One is a positive terminal, second one is a negative terminal. A terminal in a battery has higher potential is called positive terminal. A terminal in a battery has a lower potential is called negative terminal. That's why when the terminals of the battery is connected between the two ends of a conductor, so which end of the conductor is connected to the positive terminal, at that end higher potential is created. The other end of the battery so is created the lower potential. But anyway, when the electrical cell is connected in the circuit, so it will allow the steady current in the circuit. Due to that one, it is called battery. That is the brief idea about the electric cell. But how many types of cells are there? Two types of cells are there. One is the primary cell, another one is the secondary cell. So these types of cells are not in our syllabus, but it is the excess only. But maybe it is useful for the competitive examination side. So you can draw these two diagrams after when they are asking this one for 4 marks. So what are the topic I will tell in this time? That is the excess. It is not in our syllabus. Types of cell. One is the primary cells. Second one is secondary cells. Which type of electrical cells we are called primary cells, while the other called secondary cells? That is a cell which produces electric current in the circuit by a chemical reaction but not charged again is called primary cells. Listen very carefully. A cell which produces an electric current in the circuit by a chemical reaction but not charged is nothing but chemical reaction is irreversible. It is irreversible. That's why that type of cells we are called primary cells. So the cell is produce the current in the circuit, by which one? Chemical reaction, but it is not charged. Which one? The primary cell is not charged. Once you can use it, after completion of that one, it is thrown into the dustbin only. Generally, example is dry cell. Dry cell is nothing but we are using the cell in our home, for in the wall clock or for the TV remote, like that one. Dry cell, dry cells, voltaic cells, Letlanchi cells, and Daniell cells. These are the best examples for the which one? Primary cells. Secondary cells. A cell which produces the current in the circuit by a chemical reaction, but again it is charged after use, so is called primary cells. So in this primary cells, chemical reaction is reversible. Best example is lead accumulator. Next, nickel iron or alkali accumulator. So these two are the best examples for the which one? Secondary cells. So listen very carefully. How many types of cells are there? Two types of cells are there. One is the primary cells and second one is the secondary cells. Which type of cells we are called primary cells? Means a cell which produces electric current in the circuit by a chemical reaction, and it is not charged again after use. That cells we are called primary cells. In the primary cells, chemical reaction is irreversible. Is nothing but we cannot get again back that reaction. So dry cells, voltaic cells, Leclerc cells, and Daniell cells are the best example for primary cells or batteries. Next, secondary cells are secondary batteries. So a cell which produces the current in the circuit by a chemical reaction, and reaction is means that it is again recharged after we use the cells we are called secondary cells. In the secondary cells, chemical reaction is reversible. Here irreversible, here reversible. So lead accumulator, nickel, iron or alcoholic accumulators are the best example for the secondary cells. EMF of a cell, but simply we are called EMF. Okay, EMF means electromotive force. So EMF means electromotive force. But how to define electromotive force of a cell or EMF means the work done to carrying a charge. Through the complete circuit. So the work done to carrying a charge through the complete circuit along with the charge inside the conductor is called electromotive force, or is known as electromotive force. Listen very carefully. The work done to carrying a charge through the complete circuit means for the entire complete circuit means if you can consider one charge, the charge will be carrying entire the circuit. How much work is done? So at that time, along with the charge, that is called electromotive force or EMF. I will explain with the help of a diagram. The another definition for the EMF, it is the simplest definition. Initially some lengthy is there, but the simplest definition. The work done to carry a drive charge. So listen very carefully. The work done to carry a drive charge inside the conductor is called EMF. The work done to carry a drive charge inside the conductor or inside the circuit is called EMF, electromotive force. So, the two free ends of a conductor P and Q connected to the opposite terminals of a battery or cell. P end of the conductor connected to the positive terminal of a battery. Q end of the conductor connected to the negative terminal of a battery. When we know that according to the Lorentz and Drude theory, I clearly explained that when the two ends of the conductor connected to the opposite terminals of a battery, before the in the electrical concept also says that at the P point, okay, so positive charge is created, at the Q point negative charge is created. That's why, okay, the terminal, a battery which has higher potential is called positive terminal. That's why, so this longer line in the battery represented the positive, shorter line in the battery symbol represented the negative. So means plus is represented the higher potential, minus is represented the lower potential. That's why at the P end higher potential is created, at the Q end lower potential is created. That's why, so we know that the charge or energy will always flow from higher to lower. That's why by creating the differences here, what will happen? The electrons are moved from Q to P. So that is very clear. Now come to the electromotive cell. Means EMF of a cell or electromotive force. The work done to carrying a charge through the complete circuit. Complete circuit means from here. So from here, like this one. So the charge will be started from positive terminal of a battery to and passing through the circuit and again come to the negative terminal. Then that is called complete circuit. That's why what will be happen? So what is the use of the battery? The battery is created the potential difference at the two ends of conductor. Then the electrons will be drifted by acting the force on the electrons. That is what is that one? Repulsion and attraction force. Then finally all the electrons are drifted or set into the motion in only one direction. That is from Q to P according to the diagram. Anyway, so if the energy will be flows, means listen, the work done to carrying a charge through the complete circuit. So that's why if here one charge is there, but actually what we know that electrons are moved from negative to positive terminal because of positive higher charge will attracts the electron. Negative charge will be repel the electron. So positive is attracts, negative is repelled. That's why you can say that electrons are started from here. Just this electron you can send them to the conductor first. So listen very carefully. The electron is sent them to the conductor from the battery through the wire. This is the wire. It is the battery. From here, what is the charge given by the battery to the electron? This one. The charge will be flowing from negative end to positive end. At the same way, electrons also moving inside or not. Then what I say that, so one charge we consider the charge you can carrying entire this complete circuit, means from here to again travel like this and come to this one. This entire the circuit, how much work is done, that is called electromotive force. The work done to carry a charge through the complete circuit, along with the charge flowing inside the conductor. Inside the conductor means already in the conductor free electrons are there. The free electrons are carry the charge. Along with this one, the battery will give also some charge to the conductor. That's why what is the charge given by the cell to the conductor, and that charge and the charge carried by the electrons present inside the conductor. That's why how much work is done to complete entire the charge means the charge will be moved from according to the direction of the according to the higher and lower concept. So the charge will be flowed from positive terminal to through the circuit and again come to the negative terminal. How much work done is needed to bringing this one positive charge from positive terminal of a battery to negative terminal of a battery, that is called electromotive force. So electromotive force is represented by the small e is equals to W upon Q. W upon Q, that is equals to F of E dot D upon Q. Why? Because of work done is equals to force into displacement. Force acting on the electron and displaced by the charge from one place to another place. So SI unit is, what is that one? Only volt, because of epsilon is nothing but, what is that one? So epsilon is nothing but electromotive force. So W upon Q is nothing but V equals to W by Q. We know that already, electric potential. So the unit of EMF, electromotive force, is volt. Electromotive force is a scalar quantity but not a vector quantity, because of electromotive force gives the energy but not apply the any force. Listen very carefully. Electromotive force is nothing but it is give the charge energy to the electron but not apply the any force. That's why. So it is a scalar quantity but not a vector quantity. So volt, the reason is there. R, volt or Joule Coulomb inverse. Listen very carefully. We know that 1 volt equals to 1 Joule upon 1 C. That is equals to 1 Joule Coulomb power minus 1. So 1 volt, we are also right, Joule Coulomb inverse. That's why. So electromotive force unit is volt or Joule Coulomb inverse. So this is the brief idea about the EMF and working of a battery. Thank you.